Sorry, I'm compulsive. So I don't know what happens right before. I'm trying to figure out the key because I'm getting up when the fire alarm first. So something happens before the rabbis get up. I wasn't sure if I would recognize the rabbis. Sorry to bother you, right?
If you could please, we'll start over. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I hope you had an opportunity to walk through the experience. We are just about to start, and welcome.
On October 7th, I experienced my worst nightmare.
אני הייתי במסיבה, ראינו בעצם הטילים, צבע אדום בשעה 6:30 בבוקר. נכנסנו למיגונית 50 אנשים בערך. חשבתי שאני הולכת למות שם.
Basically, these houses, one by one, the people were killed, the houses were burned after they butchered the families.
כשיצאנו מהבית הבנו את גודל הזוועה. על השער היו המון גופות של אנשים.
We just, saying Shema Yisrael, we just davening because really we didn't have where to go. I just literally just stayed here in my house, locked ourselves in the kids' room, trying to calm them down.
The terrorists came and burned everything they could. They took away 10 tractors. They went through all the irrigation system and burned everything.
יש לנו כוחות פנימיים אדירים, ואנחנו מסוגלים לכל דבר. אנחנו קיבלנו מכה חזקה ומטלטלת, אבל מה שקורה פה זה בגדר נס.
As a teacher, I need to come and to take all my efforts to continue and working with my students. I can't just stop. The war is here, but we'll continue working.
I deeply believe in art therapy as a form of healing. What drives me to continue doing it is the gift I get every time I have allowed someone else to express themselves.
We want to bring, new people to work here, come into the kibbutz, and grow another generation of farmers in the kibbutz.
This is something that is happening to all of us. And we need each other. We need each other right now in order to get through it.
Every single Jew, no matter where you are in the world, is in this together, and we need you wherever you are.
We are one global community. We are one global family.
The strength of our community is when we are one.
Thank you for standing by us, and we're standing by you at the same time.
So let us send a message here tonight that we mourn, we grieve, we protect, but we will rebuild.
Good evening, Shana Tova, and welcome. It is good that we can be together this night. Remember that we can bring comfort to one another through togetherness. It's good that we can be together to find strength and to nurture the flame of hope that continues to burn in each of us and in our community and in our world. 1 year ago yesterday, as we prepared for Shabbat and prepared to renew our journey through the Torah, we could scarcely have imagined the brutality that would be unleashed the next day against Israel, against the Jewish people, against citizens of so many nations. Unspeakable violence against peace, against democracy, against freedom and truth, against men and women and children. We saw a tiny sliver of the horrors of that day in that video, courtesy of the Jewish Federation of Greater Nashville, as well as slivers of the hope that grows out of them. We have lived a year. It has gone fast. It has gone painfully slowly. And some days it feels like it is still that day. 1 year of shock, of mourning, of trying to understand, 1 year of disappointment, of pain, 1 year of defiance, of resilience, of hope. A year of stories of loss and of hurt, of hostages, of heroism, of healing, and of humanity. Tonight we are together in life. Tonight we are together in remembrance of October 7th, 2023, which will always color our world and which we know we can, we know we must, and we know we will transcend. Tonight, through music, through testimony, videos, stories of action, prayer, and the strength of community, we remember. And it's my honor to call forward some of my rabbinic colleagues as we begin.
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzu Yisrael v'goalo.
In this painful year, alongside the loneliness and sorrow, the strength of the Jewish people was rediscovered. When Israelis were shocked and frightened, Jews around the world shared their fear and cried with them. When IDF soldiers lacked equipment or displaced families needed resources, Jews and supplies. Even in the midst of war, Jews traveled to hug Israelis and show their solidarity. And as anti-Semitic incidents increased,
Good evening, everyone. My name is Noam Friedman, and I'm a senior at Montgomery Bell Academy here in Nashville. This past summer, I spent 5 weeks in Israel on the Ramah seminar program. Although I'd been to Israel on a family trip in 2019, I was still eagerly anticipating this experience. And the events of October 7th occurred. My first thoughts, of course, were about my family, friends, and everyone else in Israel. But as the months passed, and I found out that my trip would still be happening, I was wondering, what kind of Israel would I find? How would it be different from 2019? I'll share 3 key moments that defined my experience. Number 1, the first night in Israel, we walked from our base, the Goldstein Youth Village, to the Kotel. With over 180 teens, we created quite the spectacle as we proceeded down the sidewalk, creating a seemingly endless marching column. As we walked, we sang songs, danced, and bonded with new friends. Most interesting, however, was the reactions of the Israelis around us. Clearly, we were in an unusual sight, as in the preceding months, the number of tourists and other groups had dropped dramatically. Many of them smiled and came up to us to talk, and we could tell how our positivity rubbed off on them. The second moment was the morning we met Rachel Goldberg, the mother of Hirsch Goldberg Poland. Immediately, we realized that she had a unique ability
can hear this.
So many people, it is human tendency to find a singular person's story to latch onto and connect with. For many of us on the trip, that person's story was Hirsch's. We found similarities between Hirsch and ourselves. Hirsch too had experienced Ramah. He too loved traveling the world, and he too was still searching for his identity as a young Jew in the world. Many of us had hoped to one day meet Hirsch in person. The last moment I'm sharing is special because I think it represents hope for the future. While down south in the Gaza envelope, we stopped at the farm of an Arab Jewish farmer named Yunus. On October 7th, he sheltered a group of escapees from the Nova Festival and refused to give them up, even when terrorists arrived at his gates asking if he had seen anyone. To Yunus, it didn't matter who had come to his doors desperate for help. He was the type of person to save others. If more people could be like Yunus, Israel could be a different place. Throughout the trip, we met a variety of different people coping with the past year's events. Weary reservists, struggling business owners, worried parents. The list goes on. One thing they all spoke of, however, was a community that didn't abandon them and helped them as they began to recover. Ramah's seminar saw that community when we walked to a ceremony at a synagogue dedicating the finishing of a Torah in honor of the hostages. Many Israelis of different backgrounds and even Jews around the world were present, and everyone was united in wishing for the same goal, the return of the hostages and peace for Israel. On our trip, for brief moments, we became part of these communities as we listened to stories or volunteered in agriculture, and it was an unforgettable experience. Thank you.
Please, thank you. Please sing with us if you feel so moved as we raise our voices for peace. May the one who brings peace to the heavens above bring peace to us all, to all Israel, the world. Ose shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh. Ose shalom roma hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
Oh, say shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kol ha'olam.
Shlomi Davidovich, 51 years old, was from Kibbutz Givim. He was the son of Binyamina and Gad. He has two brothers, Eli and Dudi, and a sister named Shira. Shlomi married his high school sweetheart, Ofra, the cousin of Yossi Amit, a member of our Nashville Jewish community. He was the father of two daughters, Eliah and Libby, and two sons, Lavi and Be'eri. Shlomi was known for his humble spirit and brilliant smile. You see? Every Saturday morning, Shlomi would join a group of friends for an off-road biking meetup. On the morning of October 7th, 2023, Shlomi was on his way to this weekly workout when he heard sirens and stopped at a migunit near Kibbutz Miflasim. A migunit is a small concrete shelter, very common in the Gaza envelope, built for protection from missile attacks. Shlomi, along with several other people, were seeking refuge in the shelter when terrorists approached and began throwing grenades at them. Shlomi, a reserve lieutenant colonel, managed to throw a grenade back, killing one of the terrorists. Even in his last moments, Shlomi took care of and protected the innocent people around him.
We turn now to the musicians of the Promise Sessions and cantor Josh Goldberg, who will share the song October Rain, made famous during this year's Eurovision Song Contest by Eden Golan, whose performances offered such a bright spot that brought awareness to this dark day.
Thank you, Rabbi. Especially an honor for us to sing this song tonight, as Eden Golan was almost disqualified from Eurovision because of the lyrics of this song, which were deemed too political. So she had to change the lyrics for the competition, but tonight we're going to sing them as she originally wrote it. This is October Rain.
Every day I'm losing my mind, holding on in this mysterious ride, dancing in the storm, we got nothing to hide. Take me home and leave the world behind, and I promise you that never again I'm still broken from this hurricane. October rain, writers of the history, stand with me, look into my eyes and see people go away but never say goodbye. Someone stole the moon tonight, everything's black and white. Who's the fool who told boys don't cry? Hours, hours, flowers like this came for the cowards. Why? The time goes wild. Every day I'm losing my mind, holding on in this mysterious ride, dancing in the storm, we got nothing to hide. Take me home and leave the world behind, and I promise you that never again I'm still walking from this hurricane. October rain.
Hours and hours and flowers, life is no game for the cowards.
Every day I'm losing my mind, holding on in this mysterious ride, dancing in the storm, we got nothing to hide. Take me home and leave the world behind, and I promise you that never again
I'm still broken from this hurricane.
Promise you that never again I'm still broken from this hurricane. October rain.
October rain. לא צריך מילים גדולות, רק תפילות, אפילו אם קשה לראות, תמיד אתה משאיר לי אור אחד קטן.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to stand before you today. My name is Itai. I'm from Binyamin, Israel. I'm here to share my story, which I believe reflects the journey we all face together in these challenging times. Before the war, I was in Cuba, just a month after finishing 5 years of service as a combat officer in the IDF. On October 7th, I knew I had to return to defend our home. On my way back, I passed through New York, where I was embraced by the Jewish community. They didn't just welcome me. They made sure I was equipped from head to toe for the fight ahead, both me and my soldiers. But more than just the support, I realized something much bigger. The Jewish community abroad is fighting their own war. Not on the battlefield, but in the international arena. While we defend Israel's borders, Hamas knows they can't defeat us militarily, but their true goal is to isolate Israel from the world. And it's the Jewish diaspora that is on the front line of this battle. You, the Jewish communities around the world, are fighting to ensure that Israel is not abandoned, not isolated. Without your efforts abroad, our victories on the ground would be incomplete. Together, we're an unbreakable force. When I arrived back to Israel, I was assigned to lead a new team, people from all corners of the country, different ages, backgrounds, and beliefs. Some had never met before. But none of that mattered because we were there for one purpose, to defend our home. There was no time to debate, no time for division. We had to rely on one another completely. Each of us brought something unique to the fight, but it was our unity that made us strong. We were different, yes, but our difference didn't weaken us, they made us stronger. Whether in the heat of battle or planning our next steps, we moved as one, knowing that only together could we succeed. This experience taught me that true strength isn't just about physical power or strategy, it's about unity. It's about putting aside differences and focusing on the common goal, understanding that what unites us is far more important than what divides us. Just like my team in field, we as a people must stand united. In those moments, there wasn't time for political debates or divisions. We were in the fight together, and we had to focus on what truly mattered, protecting our people, our country, our future. The same unity is what will lead us to victory, not just on the battlefield, but in every arena, from our communities here in Nashville to the global stage. Our strengths come from standing together, supporting one another, and never losing sight of the bigger picture. We've all seen the challenges Israel faces, both at home and internationally, but I've also seen firsthand what we are united. We are unstoppable. It's not just about the soldiers on the ground, but about every one of us. Whether we're in Israel, part of the global Jewish community, we all have a role to play. Unity isn't just a nice idea. It's our path to victory, both within our people and in how we stand against those who seek to divide us. I am filled with hope. Hope that together, as one people, we can overcome anything, whether on front lines or in communities around the world. Unity what will carry us forward. It's what will ensure that Israel remains strong, supported, and secure. Thank you so much.
Evening. I'm Ziv Shemesh, the new shlicha. I served 5 years as a combat fitness officer, and in my last few months in the military, I was in the rehab center. And I want to talk a little bit about choosing to live. The rehab center was the second time it was open in the history of Israel. First time was the Yom Kippur War, and second time was the 7th of October. Because the amount of injured soldiers the unit cannot handle. In the rehab center, we received the first wave of injured soldiers, physically, but mostly mentally. There, once you experience a trauma, you have 1 month to treat it before it goes into post-trauma and disorder behavior. I want you to keep that in mind and think about the soldiers who've been fighting for a year and 1 day so far. What is their emotional baggage? In there, we try to give them tools, how to cope with the trauma, how to wake up, how to go to sleep, how to shower alone, how to handle the guilt. We do that by varieties of ways, but I was there with physical psychology, and we tried to use all their senses in order to ground them back into reality. So for half an hour, 45 minutes, they will be right here and right now, and not in their thoughts. So we did ODT training, we did yoga, we did mindfulness, Krav Maga, to gain their self-confidence back. But my favorite way was through laughter. As you can see, one is angry and one is loving, so you can choose who you relate to. And they used to do laughing sessions and fooling around. And this is how I coped with the trauma, by them. Another way we did is bring service dogs. And nobody could resist that. The most amazing thing is to see a smile on their face. That's what we tried to do. And I want to give you one story which I think is the definition of us, Maya's story. She was the only one who survived the Operation Death Room in Nahal Oz. After the terrorists attacked, they couldn't get inside the room, so they lighted on fire. Maya is asthmatic. So when the room started to fill up with smoke, she said, "This is not how I'm gonna die. I have to search for the light, because where there is light, there is air, and where there is air, there is life." So trying to wake up her friends who no longer responded, she made her way into the toilet, stepped on the sink, and took a breath from the window. This is what I want us to remember, that we have to keep on searching for the light. We have to keep on searching for the air. We have to keep on longing for life, for us, for our children, and for the people who are no longer with us. Am Yisrael Chai.
This next song is called Shvuvei Lev. It's by an artist, Hanan Ben Ali. I encourage you to look the song up when you get home. It's really powerful and bringing us all together and talking about how our hearts are all broken, but we will heal together. So it's really meaningful to be here with all of you.
I'll just add that Batia's cousin, who was killed in Gaza, in his funeral, his father is not a man of words, and instead of speaking, he sang this song, Shvuvei Lev.
Na na
רק אני מתגעגע כמו ים שלא חוף, רק תגיד לי מי יחבק אותי ויבטיח שאני לא אכנע בסוף, שאני לא אכנע בסוף.
Tal Maman, son of Zion and Orly Maman, and brother to Mor and Yaniv, nephew to Shosh, and my dearest cousin, was a brave, selfless, generous, innovative, humble, handsome, and an inspiring man. During his mandatory service in the IDF, Tal was a successful and highly decorated paratrooper. After completing his service, Tal chose to follow in the footsteps of his father and grandfather to become a third-generation farmer. Tal and my grandfather came to Israel before its independence, at which time he was promised by Ben-Gurion himself new farming equipment. Thanks to this, he helped establish Moshav Miftachim, where Tal would later start raising his own family. Tal was 38 years old. He was married to his high school sweetheart, Anat, and together they were raising 3 children, Yonatan, Yuval, and Maya. Tal was a member of the local security team of Moshav Miftachim. On October 7th, a Shabbat, and the first day of the holiday of Simchat Torah, Tal received reports of terrorists invading the Moshav. He went out without hesitation to heroically protect his family, his beloved Moshav, and the people of Israel from the terrorists. Tal never came back home.
Shalom and good evening. I'm grateful to say that many of you here tonight already know me, and for those that do not, my name is Liron Stark-Resnick, and I'm a proud Israeli American. There was life before October 7th and life after October 7th. I think it's safe to say we are all different people than we were a year ago. We have heard and seen stories of absolute horrors that have changed us forever. Advocating for the Jewish people and Israel, my favorite place in the world, was never part of my plan, because I never thought that it would be necessary. My advocacy journey began just days after the war started, when I found myself walking up and down Broadway, along with a brave group of women that joined me that day to hang posters of the people missing as a result of the massacre that took place on October 7th. As a result of this grassroots effort that day, it was clear there was a community of like-minded individuals who felt a need to act. That led to Tennessee Stands with Israel, an organization that I, along with David and Liat Zilberman, and several other Israeli community members that are here tonight, we founded shortly after October 7th. To advocate for and support Israel and the victims and hostages taken from us. Our mission is to spread awareness and truth about the situation in Israel, and we've been doing so by organizing rallies for Israel, like the one we held last fall on Legislative Plaza, speaking at churches about Israel, marching in honor of the children taken hostage, and hosting gatherings in private homes with small groups where we offer hasbara, which means explanation about Israel and the current situation. This is a short clip of just a few of the many events and efforts Tennessee Stands with Israel and our partners have organized this past year.
So-and-so the moon tonight, took my light, everything is black and white. Who's the fool who told you boys don't cry? Hours and powers, life is no game, but it's ours while the time goes wild. Every day I'm losing my mind, holding on in this mysterious ride, dancing in the storm, I got nothing to hide. Take it out and leave the world behind. Baby, promise me you'll hold me again. I'm still broken from this hurricane, this hurricane. Living in a fantasy, ecstasy, everything is meant to be. We shall pass, but love will never die. Hours and powers, life is no game, but it's ours wild. The time goes wild. Every day I'm losing my mind, holding on in this mysterious ride, dancing in the storm, I got nothing to hide. Take it out and leave the world behind. Baby, promise me you'll hold me again. I'm still broken from this hurricane, this hurricane. צריך מילים גדולות, רק תפילות, אפילו אם קשה לראות, תמיד אתה משאיר לי אור אחד קטן.
My motto since October 7th has become one day at a time. Many of you have heard me say that. These are the words that have helped me stay strong and move on every day since October 7th. I choose to stay strong for people like Adi Baruch, who was killed by a grenade 3 weeks before her boyfriend planned to propose to her on her 23rd birthday. He proposed at her gravestone instead. I am strong for Uri Epstein, who on Motzei Shabbat before Pesach fell victim to PTSD after what he witnessed in Gaza. I stay strong for all of the victims that have lost their lives as a result of this war. I stay strong for the 101 hostages and their families. I stay strong for Ariel and Kfir Bibas, the youngest hostages taken that day. I stay strong for my family and friends here and in Israel. I stay strong for me, because a life without Israel and being Jewish is not an option. We don't know what will come tomorrow, but I have hope. Hope that we are getting closer to the day when all of the hostages are home safely. Hope that the IDF leaves Gaza and now Lebanon, and we find the peace and hope that we as a Jewish people so deserve in Israel, here in the US, and throughout the world. Based on our Jewish values, we all know that we put life above everything else, and we will support one another through difficult times. You may ask, why am I so hopeful in a time when many, if not all, find our minds wandering into what ifs that we never want to consider? The reason I am hopeful is that I have seen firsthand the power of our community to organize and spread hope. Some examples include the Promise Sessions, a multimedia platform which channels the magic of music to empower victims of war and terror, most recently hosting IDF reservists right here in Nashville. O7C, the October 7th Coalition, is a movement started by my good friends Patricia Heaton and Elizabeth Doros, rallying Christian leaders, influencers, and neighbors to support and protect the Jewish community. The Shai Fund, Shai meaning gift in Hebrew, is a nonprofit organization supporting those affected by war by partnering with local communities and companies like Delek US here in Nashville. They provide urgent aid, practical support, and humanitarian assistance to those in need. Last winter, they helped us host 6 Israeli families for some respite from the war and Run for Their Lives, the group of us that meets downtown every Sunday to walk in honor of the hostages still being held captive and to demand to bring them home now. Nashville's chapter of Run for Their Lives was founded by 2 local non-Jewish women, Danielle DiMazzo and Tanya Bennett, simply because of their love for Israel. So many of us have been motivated to support Israel, and I hope you all continue to do the same. Whether your support comes as time, financial contributions to organizations like the Jewish Federation and Tennessee Stands with Israel, or both, you have the opportunity to make the difference. Never again is now. But if we want never again to be now, we all have to continue to stand for what's right. Any one of you can continue to spread awareness and stand up for Israel and the Jewish people wherever you go, and let the world know that Israel and the Jewish people aren't going anywhere. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. As long as we stand together and show our strength, this evil that has fallen upon the people of Israel and Jewish people across the world will not win. They have made us prouder and made us unite more than ever. We will continue to fight to bring the hostages home to their loved ones and remind the world that Am Israel Chai. Our next speaker, along with other Nashville-based members of the Hineni Art Project that have been matched with our P2G partnership in Hadera, Israel, have been advocating and supporting Israel, victims of October 7th and their families in their own unique way through art. Please welcome artist Ellen Monen.
Hello. I am not a public speaker. I'm not Israeli. I don't have a single known relative there. 1 year ago today, I would have also said, I am not an Israel expert or even close to it. I am not a historian or a political activist. I never really even considered myself a fine artist. With all that I'm not, somehow I find myself standing in front of you tonight to talk about my involvement with Israel and the global Jewish community. I am a mother of 2, a wife, and a small business owner with a talent. In January of this year, I realized I could use my talent to help. After October 7th, I followed the stories in the news, on social media, even on Wikipedia, and I knew enough to recognize that they did not add up. It was frustrating. I didn't even know how to have an intelligent conversation to defend the truth. I felt helpless. The Star of David is a passion project. It is a collection of more than 240 artists and creatives worldwide who have come together to create a powerful content through our art. And this is something I created. We are not all Jewish, but we all stand with Israel and the Jewish people. Our mission is to present educational facts on the truth and history of Israel and the Jewish people. The goal is to appeal to not just the Jewish people, but to the masses. And as a brand strategist, I have curated our Instagram and Facebook feeds to do just that. When Eitan Snyder at the Federation asked me to be a part of the Hanani Project for the Fallen Heroes through the Partnership Together Global Network of the Jewish Agency for Israel, I felt honored to have another avenue to help. It was not the type of art I normally create. My day-to-day involves creating logos and layouts, like that logo and those layouts I created for the Star of David. But this time, I made a piece of custom art for a family who lost their 21-year-old son. In the Hanani Project, I was partnered with an Israeli artist, Inbal Bar Shalom Peleg, and we were then paired with the family of Sergeant Netta Bar Am. We met Netta's mother, listened to her incredibly emotional story, and then we were to create art to help memorialize Netta. On October 8th, 1 year ago tomorrow, Netta and his IDF unit were in the midst of a project to release balloons with surveillance cameras over Gaza for the purpose of gaining intelligence. The next thing they knew, Hamas showed up. In his last moments of life, Netta called his mother. He told her that he loved her, that he hoped his family would keep building Legos and caring for the local animals. Netta had a love for cats and a museum of Lego sculptures in his room. Suddenly, his family had a new purpose. They raised funds to build a sanctuary for the local street cats, and they built Legos, lots of Legos. One day, they started a Lego cat project. The next thing they knew, a real-life cat showed up at their doorsteps that looked exactly like their Lego cat. Oddly enough, the cat loved Legos too. They took the cat in. It reminded them of Netta. With all that, this is the piece of art I created for Netta and his family. I am a woman of words, so I will read the inscription to you. You are the light to my darkness. You fill the void my absence creates. Your warmth, your love, your truest embrace, all mine. The whole is not full, quite like before, but I am with you, my beloveds, forever, eternally, as you are mine. The only thing that lives, breathes, lasts beyond the threads of life is love, ahava. Here is Inbal's piece so that you can get a sense of how the two were created hand in hand. Out of the 50 artist participants, there were 4 local artists. 3 of us are here tonight. Tina and Rachel, could you both stand up while everyone looks at your art? Thank you. October 7th made me grow. I could not stay indifferent or silent in its aftermath. I have changed to accommodate the world's needs with my talent. I no longer feel helpless, ignorant, or scared silent, refusing to acknowledge the reality or the potential that our future could hold. I am helpfully participating, inspiring change, growth, and healing. I am studying the true history and nature of what is happening so that I can say with full confidence, Israel is the key player in the world's war against terrorism. Please know that October 7th is so similar to other radical terrorist attacks in history as if it came from the same playbook. This fact should not be taken lightly. This is not a time to watch from afar in hopes that it will go away like a bad dream. The only way to move forward is for all of us to come together, utilizing each of our talents and doing our parts in protecting the Jewish place in the world. I am not talking about Israel. I am talking about each of you sitting here tonight. I am here to tell you, do not let the world create its new truth out of an angry man's fairy tales. Becoming something you never thought you could be is just a matter of taking the first step. Now is the time for you to become someone who you are not. Thank you.
We turn to the screens one more time for greetings and messages from members of Nashville's Partnership Together P2G partner community in Israel from the towns of the Hadassah Aron region.
We are together, we're in this fight, and one by one we'll bring the light.
My name is Dorit Zini, and I'm a member of the steering committee of Hadassah Aron Partnership. After so many years in the partnership, being a chair, I know most of you, and a lot of you are really close friends of me and my family. So every time that you call, you text, you send a message, it's really warm my heart.
My name is Rotem. I came to the Hadassah Aron Partnership through the Betzavta program, and this summer I flew to a summer experience in Prague and Nashville. The connections I made in the summer experience are really priceless, with the friends I made in Prague and with my host family in Nashville, the Sparks family. I keep in touch with them, and whenever something shocking happens in Israel, they make sure to contact me and make sure everything in here is fine.
Hello, our dearest communities. We want to thank you very much for all of your support and love. It really means a lot to us, especially since October 7th. To me, these connections have been very important. It gives me hope to know that we are all together and we love each other so much.
Together, yachad together, yachad together, yachad together. Forever we stand together, yachad together, yachad together, yachad together. Forever we stand.
Hello, my name is Noga Ilam Mutana and I live in Hadassah. My husband was in the army, he's serving in the IDF, and I was with 3 little kids in the end of August, which is very hot and very hard.
My name is Ziv Avtalion, Brigadier General in the reserves. Today I'm in active duty. I live in Pardes Chana, Karkur. I want to thank you all for your great support, without any doubts, and your help to Israel.
My name is Raya Pasi. I'm a member of Kibbutz Yad Mordechai. I want to thank the Hadassah Aron Partnership for your kindness and love. We needed that very much at those times, and you were there to give it to us.
Together, yachad together, forever we stand together,
Davinu Chag, hey! Davinu, oh Davinu Chag, hey! Davinu, oh Davinu
Chag together, yachad together, yachad together, forever we stand together.
Now I feel that I'm not alone, that someone is taking care of me, someone helped me to make this time just easier than it is.
I'd love to take this opportunity to thank all of the Jewish communities abroad for all of your support during this really difficult times of war. It really means a lot to us.
I hope you're all doing great and I wish you the best.
Thank you from the members of Kibbutz Yad Mordechai.
Stay close, stay friend, ביחד ננצח.
Together, yachad together, yachad together, yachad together, forever we stand together.
בשנה הבאה
We ask that you please rise for a memorial prayer.
במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע, מהירים ומזהירים, לנשמות תושבי מדינת ישראל, גברים ונשים, זקנים וטף, שנהרגו, שנשחטו, שנטבחו ללא רחם על ידי חיות אדם, בשדרות, אופקים, נתיבות, יערים, בארי, נתיב העשרה, חולית, ניר עוז, ובשאר יישובי עוטף עזה, בבואי שאנו מתפללים לאלוהי נשמותיהם, לכן בעל הרחמים יסירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמותיהם, בגן עדן תהא מנוחתם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו בשלום על משכבותם, ונאמר Amen.
El Malei Rachamim, God full of mercy, womb of the world, in whom there is room enough for all life to flourish, from whom there is blessing enough for all life to be nourished. We call out to you, broken-hearted, Shochen Bamromim, you who dwell on high beyond the borders of loyalty and love that make us human, hearing what we cannot, holding what we cannot, healing what we cannot. Help us. Hamsei menucha nechana tachat kanfei hashchina. Grant perfect rest beneath the wings of your presence to the precious, innocent souls, Israeli and Palestinian, Jewish and Muslim, Christian and Bedouin and Druze, who have lost their lives to the ravages of war during this past year. Shelter those who witnessed unspeakable brutality and whose walls could not protect them. Carry those who were caught or cornered, unable to escape destruction, degradation, despair. Lift up those who searched for sustenance or safety, longing for the embrace of home. B'ma'alot kadoshim hotorim kazohar harakia mazirim. May those souls who are with you now be granted a glimpse of the world as you see it, shimmering everywhere with the light of your presence. Began Eden tehei menuchatam, may they find rest and comfort in your holy garden. Ana ba'al harachamim, please, O Master of Mercy, yasirehem beseter kanafecha lomim, v'yitzror b'yitzror hachayim et nishmotehem. Hide them beneath the cover of your wings forever. May the silenced voices utter, guard our souls in the land of life, for our life is our heritage. And let their souls be bound up with ours. Send us all into life, summoning us all to righteousness and hope renewed. Adonai hu nachalatam ve'yanucha v'shalom al mishkavam. May your unending love be their inheritance. May their eternal resting place be your peace. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated.
Shlomo Manzor, the oldest hostage being held in Gaza at age 86, is a survivor of the Farhud, an outbreak of mob violence against Baghdad Jewry in June 1941 in Iraq. As a result, Shlomo emigrated to Israel and raised his family with Mazal, his wife of 60 years, in Kibbutz Kisufim, in hopes of finding peace and comfort. He is a family man, a loved grandfather of 12, and everyone that knows him says that his personality shines through with every one of his smiles.
Shlomo is a gifted craftsman. His yard is full of works he has made over the years, and his kindergarten children of Kisufim loved to stop by his yard on their way home. Shlomo turned 86 while in captivity. His family invited the public in Israel and the world to go out and eat ice cream in honor of his birthday because of his love for pistachio ice cream.
I pray the day is near when Shlomo, along with all the rest of all of our hostages, will be reunited with their families, and for Shlomo to join them in his garden and enjoy pistachio-flavored ice cream together.
Shlomo was abducted by Hamas terrorists when they raided the kibbutz on that dark day last October. Instead of celebrating the holiday of Shimhat Torah, since then there is no record of him. Shlomo belongs at home with his family, his children, and his grandchildren. He deserves to enjoy ice cream in his garden with his wife.
Project Heroes is a special album of songs dedicated to heroes of October 7th. The first release is a song called Zo Hanishara, The One Who Stayed. We'll have the chance to watch the music video in just a moment. The song was penned in memory of Liron Barda, a participant at the Nova Festival who, despite having the option to flee for her own safety, chose to stay, providing heroic medical treatment to the wounded, caring for them until her very last moment.
כשהם הגיעו על מרכבות שנאה, היא זו שנשארה, זו שנשארה, ללא נשק, ללא כל הגנה, רק כוח מרפא, כוח אהבה, והיא יכלה ולא ברחה, והיא יכלה ולא ברחה. כי אש אולי תיקח חיים, אבל היא לא תשרוף את הלהבה. אש לא תפגע במי שהפכה להיות לאהבה. הזמן יחלוף, הזמן יחזור, והיא תהיה זו שנשארה, זו שנשארה. כשהם הגיעו מפלצות קנאה, היא זו שבחרה, זו שבחרה להציל חיים, לגעת באנשים של אהבה, שאהבה בעין השערה, והיא יכלה ולא ברחה, והיא יכלה ולא ברחה. כי אש אולי תיקח חיים, אבל היא לא תשרוף את הלהבה. אש לא תפגע במי שהפכה להיות לאהבה. הזמן יחלוף, הזמן יחזור, והיא תהיה זו שנשארה, זו שנשארה. כי אש אולי תיקח חיים, אבל היא לא תשרוף את הלהבה. אש לא תפגע במי שהפכה להיות לאהבה, לאהבה. זו שנשארה, זו שנשארה.
The Jewish people are well practiced in hope. For over 2,000 years now, we've continued to hope for a better reality, for a better future. Even in the darkest days of this past year, even in the deepest depths of pain, the voice of hope continued to sound within us. For the return of the hostages, for the healing of those that did come back, for the recovery of the wounded, for the rehabilitation and renewal of the Western Negev and of the North, for the possibility of creating a better life for ourselves, for our children, and for the entire world. Despite the dark moments, we continue to strive for and hope in prayer and in deed, in faith and in action. During the days of memory through Simchat Torah, the cycle of our holidays, we will remember the dances that were not danced in synagogues a year ago, and the dancing that was crudely interrupted. We will recall the moments when our hope almost faded, and we will draw from our ancient tradition into our hearts that strength, that courage that we call hope, that we may yet see peace in the land and an everlasting joy for all of its inhabitants.
ישבח אבותינו ואימותינו, ישבח קהילתנו ועמנו. May the one who blessed our ancestors, may the one who blesses our community and our people, bless and hold our people now, wearing torn garments of heartbreak and division. We turn to you with hearts torn from a year of Kriya. Be for us the divine crafter of new possibilities. Mend the tattered bonds of friendship and family with your promise of a new thread of hope woven between and among us. O Holy One, we cry out to you from the torn places in our souls. Help us day by day to stitch the fabric of our people anew. We are the patchwork and a patchwork community, and our bonds may feel frayed. Strengthen the seams that holds us together. Help us remember how the threads of mitzvot and covenant weave us into the infinite tapestry of Sinai. Help us hold ourselves and each other together with the unbreakable stitches of hope and care. And let us say, Amen.
A memorial prayer for October 7th. May God remember the pure souls of the victims of the Simchat Torah massacre of 5784, the murdered men and women, the elderly and the children, including the stranger and the resident, in the kibbutzim, the moshavim, and the cities, in the homes, at the festival, and on the roads, both the brave-hearted civilians and the soldiers who rushed to defend the towns, the emergency squad fighters and those posted at the fence, the police officers and the security forces, and the members of the rescue teams. May the people of Israel, may the Jewish people, remember and mourn the wisdom of the elders and the love of the parents, the radiance of the youth and the innocence of the children. May we remember their sacrifice and let their merits stand for us and for all of Israel. O land, do not cover their blood. May they rest in peace in their final resting places. And let us say, Amen. Between these two high holy days, as one people, as one family, we rise to recite the words of the Kaddish over our family who have fallen 1 year ago. Please rise.
Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrah Chirutei, V'yamlich B'alchutei, B'chayechon U'vyomechon, Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, B'agala U'bizman Kariv, V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach, Le'olam Olamei Almaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach, Yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei d'kusha b'richu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tush v'chata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Please be seated.
We turn now to one final musical offering before some concluding remarks and Hatikva. The song, How Can We Give Up, written by and led for us tonight by Natasha Amit, one of the co-founders of the Promise Session. The song was released on streaming platforms today.
This is the remnants of battleground of terror that has known no bounds. Smoke still lingers in the air. Fear in our eyes, our bones are bare. Weapons lie in misery. Skin is torn, our hearts bleed. We've been running all our lives. Darkness hunts the light. It's why we wages never ending. To bring them home and make them proud. Fever rises, Jews descending. How can we give up now? Is this the portrait of a last goodbye? Such hollow tears, they make me cry. Every time we turn a page to start anew, it's still the same. Painted again and again, the colors fade, the lines sinking. We've been running all our lives. Darkness hunts the light. It's why we wages never ending. To bring them home and make them proud. Fever rises, Jews descending. How can we give up now? You can worship death, you can play the fool. I might one day love you. And this war we wage will soon be ending. Bring them home and make them proud. And evil dies, truth ascending. That's when we'll move on, God, standing on our home ground. No, we won't give up. No, we won't give up now. I'm sorry, hi.
Just blown away. Amazing, truly. Thank you all for being here this evening. Thank you to the temple for hosting us. It's not easy to pull this off during the high holiday season. They've got a lot going on. Thank you to all of our partner organizations, the planners, and the volunteers who gave countless hours of their time and helped make tonight's gathering possible. I'm still blown away by the display that everyone saw on their way walking in to set the tone for the evening. It took hours and hours of volunteer time to make that happen. Thank you all so much. And a special thank you to the Jewish Federation's staff team for your tireless work, not only this evening, but this past year, combating anti-Semitism and standing up for Israel. This community is incredibly lucky to have you often behind the scenes doing this holy work. 1 year ago, the illusion of modern Jewish safety was shattered. On the morning of October 7th, we learned just how vulnerable Israel still was to attack, as over 1,200 of our loved ones were taken from us for the crime of being Jewish. And while attention has rightly been paid to the hundreds of hostages who were kidnapped into Gaza that day, with many of their names and faces now known to us in the diaspora, it's essential that we remember not only the hostages, but those who were murdered 1 year ago today as well, and those who have fallen in battle since. Every one of those individuals had a story, a family, and as our tradition teaches, was a universe unto themselves. In the year that's followed, one can't help but question, what are we as Jews to do? Anti-Semitism has skyrocketed in the United States and around the world this past year, coming from both the left and the right. Jewish students on some of our country's most prestigious campuses require peer escorts to go to class. In Nashville alone, we've had 4 different anti-Semitic hate groups pay our city a visit this past year. At the same time, Israel is being attacked on multiple fronts. She's being falsely accused of genocide. I shudder at the word. The media has painted an incredibly skewed picture. Tens of thousands of Israelis remain displaced in their own country, unable to return home due to constant rocket fire from the enemies. Many insist that Israel should stand down, rather than demanding that Hamas release the remaining hostages and lay down their arms. And these folks even... And there are folks now even advocating withholding arms from Israel as it fights on 7 fronts Islamic fundamentalist terror emanating from Iran and its proxies that aims to destroy the Jewish state and ultimately the West. For many, it feels unsafe to be a Jew in the diaspora. And even with remarkable recent military achievements, for many, it feels unsafe to be a Jew in Israel. Now, upon reflecting, for the overwhelming majority of Jewish history, this was the core feeling our ancestors experienced. This sense of constant discomfort bordering on existential fear. And yet, despite this, those who came before us still managed to celebrate life, to mark our holidays joyously, to continue to pass our traditions l'dor v'dor from generation to generation, to study Torah and fulfill mitzvot, to remain proud Jews. And they did this largely without the support of non-Jewish allies and friends, a luxury we have that they did not. Many folks in the room tonight have made it clear to us they love us this past year and have our backs. Thank you for being here and for showing us your support in our time of need. I've also had to remind myself that we cannot take Israel for granted, that she is still a security blanket for the Jewish people, that many of our extended family trees would look quite different had Israel been established sooner, that she is worth fighting for. Did you know that since October 7th, over 31,000 people have made Aliyah, have moved to Israel from more than 100 countries? Israel, even while at war, is able and committed to embracing those seeking her shelter. She requires our appreciation and our support. So it's incumbent upon us, as we mark 1 year since October 7th, during our high holiday season of awe and introspection, where we recommit to being the best versions of ourselves, that we recommit. We recommit to living proudly as Jews, growing in our knowledge, practice, and joy, even when it feels uncomfortable. We recommit to making our voices heard in the offices of our elected leaders. Hi, friends. In the offices of our elected leaders and in the halls of our capitals. We recommit to advocating for and educating about Israel and to Israel's founding principles. We recommit to expressing gratitude to those who are serving in the Israeli Defense Forces, both enlisted and reservists, who this past year have gone above and beyond, putting their lives on the line in defense of the country and the free world. We recommit to bringing attention to the plight of the hostages and shouting from the proverbial rooftops for their safe release. We recommit to honoring the memories of those we lost this past year on the day itself and the battles that have followed. We recommit to visiting Israel, spending our tourist dollars there to help lift up the economy, connecting with the land and the people. There are a number of opportunities to volunteer in the months ahead. And Federation, you saw the video from our partnership region. There's a partnership region trip that you are all invited to be part of this coming January. I am personally going. Please come and join me. And we recommit to giving our time, talent, and treasure to lift up the Jewish people, and especially our Israeli family. This is Israel's longest and most dangerous war since the War of Independence in 1948. Rebuilding, restoring health and peace of mind will take years and will require our steadfast support. There are many different ways of supporting Israel when it comes to tzedakah, righteous giving. And I'm so proud that our community here in Nashville raised over $1 million for Israel in the immediate aftermath of October 7th. And that was 2023. It's now the 2024 tax year. And if you haven't made a contribution to Federation's Israel Support Fund and or to any other organization that is lifting up Israel and Israelis during this time, here is your invitation. There are QR codes on display outside. You'll find a link in tomorrow's follow-up email. But whether it's through Federation's fund or our Nashville Jewish community, as Nashville's Jewish Community Central Fundraising Organization, or through other worthy organizations that speak to you, please give until it feels good, and then give more. Our family is in need, and we have the means to help. This is our generation's moment, and we will not take Israel or her people for granted. We're going to conclude our gathering this evening by singing Hatikva, Israel's national anthem, whose title literally means the hope. Od lo avda tikvatenu. Our hope is not yet lost. So as we are doing recommittings, if you will, in this new year of 5785, let us also recommit to hope, to the hope of a bright future, to the hope that the hostages will indeed come home, and to the hope of a lasting peace for us, for all of Israel, and for all of humanity. Please rise for the Hatikva.
Israel.
all for coming. On your way out, please consider picking up a yard-site candle and a photo of one of the victims of October 7th to light at your home tonight. Toda.